Steph Curry stuns entire NBA with this announcement. Stop scrolling. This is huge. Steph Curry just stunned the entire NBA with an announcement that will change everything. The air in the Chase Center crackled with anticipation, a palpable energy that usually preceded a moment of on-court brilliance. Tonight, however, there was a different kind of tension, a hushed reverence that felt almost sacred. The usual chatter of the crowd was muted, replaced by a collective intake of breath as the spotlight focused on the giant screen. There, stark against the inky blackness, a question hung, almost accusatory in its simplicity. Have you thought about how long is forever, really? The sheer audacity of the question, posed within the context of Steph Curry's seemingly boundless career, sent a shiver of unease through the assembled masses. Below the looming screen, on the polished hardwood floor where he had orchestrated countless moments of magic, stood Stephen Curry. The basketball wizard, the baby-faced assassin, the architect of a three-point revolution. But tonight, the familiar playful grin was absent, replaced by a solemnity that seemed to weigh down his usually buoyant frame. A profound stillness radiated from him, a quiet storm brewing beneath the surface, and it was this unusual gravity that first hinted at the seismic shift to come. His voice, when it finally filled the expectant silence, resonated with a calm authority, yet carried an undeniable undercurrent of something deeply personal, almost melancholic. "It's a question that's been echoing in my own mind lately," he began, his gaze sweeping across the faces in the crowd, a silent acknowledgement of the connection he shared with each and every one of them. Then, the words that shattered the carefully constructed illusion of his endless reign, the declaration that hung heavy in the air like a suspended note. This season will be my last." A collective gasp ripped through the stadium, a wave of disbelief crashing against the carefully built walls of expectation. It was a sound that echoed across living rooms and sports bars, through phone screens and social media feeds. Across the globe, on countless digital displays, the stark headline flashed: Steph Curry announces retirement. The NBA, the very fabric of the basketball world, seemed to stutter to a halt, momentarily paralyzed by the unexpected symphony of silence that followed those 5 words. The question, raw and insistent, clawed at the sudden void. Why? Why now? At the zenith of his powers. This wasn't some aging veteran, his skills dulled by time, clinging desperately to the fading echoes of past glory. This was Steph Curry. Barely months ago, he had conducted another breathtaking campaign, a dazzling masterclass in the art of basketball. He had pirouetted through double teams, launched those gravity-defying three-pointers that seemed to bend the very laws of physics, and hoisted yet another shimmering Larry O'Brien trophy, a testament to his enduring brilliance. The Golden State Warriors, with him as their unwavering compass, remained a formidable force, a modern-day dynasty that seemed impervious to the relentless march of time. So, the bewilderment was not just palpable, it was almost a physical ache. It felt like a master painter abruptly laying down his brush at the very peak of his creative frenzy, a virtuoso composer silencing his orchestra mid-symphony, the unfinished masterpiece hanging tantalizingly in the balance. Whispers, initially hesitant and disbelieving, soon morphed into fervent speculation, a frantic search for logic in the face of the inexplicable. Age? At 36, he was not merely defying the typical athletic decline. He was actively rewriting the narrative, his skill honed to a razor-sharp edge, his court awareness sharper than ever. Physical toll? He was renowned for his meticulous training regime, his body a finely tuned instrument maintained with almost religious dedication. Then, the murmurs turned to team dynamics, the subtle but significant shifts in the ever-evolving landscape of the Warriors. News had quietly circulated about Julian, a linchpin of the team's camaraderie, the glue that often held their sometimes volatile personalities together, deciding to explore opportunities beyond the Bay Area. The almost mythical brotherhood, that seemingly unbreakable bond that had fueled their championship runs, felt different, the subtle cracks beginning to show beneath the polished surface. Behind the glittering facade of celebrity and the roar of the crowd, In the quiet solitude of his home, overlooking the shimmering expanse of the bay, Steph grappled with the weight of his decision. He confided in Marcus, his closest confidant, a childhood friend who had been a steadfast witness to his extraordinary journey from the very beginning. The countless hours of relentless practice in half-empty gyms, the unwavering dedication that bordered on obsession. "It's not just one thing, Mark," Steph admitted, his voice carrying a weariness that was a stark contrast to his usual boundless energy. He gestured vaguely towards the panoramic view outside his window, the city lights twinkling like distant stars. "It's a confluence, you know? A meeting of different currents. The miles on the clock, sure, they add up. Seeing Julian go, it felt like the closing of a chapter, a significant one, like a familiar melody fading out." He paused, his gaze lost in the mesmerizing dance of the city lights. And maybe there's a flicker of fear in there too, if I'm being honest. Marcus, who had seen Steph face down the most ferocious defenders and sink game-winning shots with ice in his veins, frowned in disbelief. "Fear? You? The most fearless shooter the game has ever witnessed." Steph managed a wry, self-deprecating smile, the ghost of his usual playful demeanor flickering across his face. "Not that kind of fear, you goof. Not the fear of missing a shot. The fear of not knowing when to step away. The fear of the slow fade, the diminishing returns. I want to walk away, still feeling like me out there, still feeling like I can contribute something special, not just be a shadow of my former self." The online world, as it inevitably does in moments of collective shock and awe, erupted in a digital frenzy. #ThankYouSteph became a global trending topic within minutes, a torrential outpouring of emotions flooding the virtual landscape. Fans recounted their most cherished Curry moments, the impossible shots that defied logic, the no-look passes that were pure artistry, the infectious joy he brought to the game and to their lives. But beneath the wave of gratitude, there was an undeniable and profound undercurrent of sadness, of genuine heartbreak, of mourning the impending loss of a basketball sorcerer. "No, this can't be real," one fan wailed in digital agony on social media. "He's still got so much magic left in those hands," cried another, the digital tears of disappointment almost palpable in their intensity. Steph, in the quiet of his home, scrolled through the outpouring of emotion, the raw expressions of love and heartbreak washing over him. It tugged at his heartstrings, a powerful reminder of the deep and enduring connection he had forged with millions of people across the globe. But the decision, once made, felt like a quiet settling within his soul, a necessary exhale after years of holding his breath in the relentless pursuit of excellence. In his official statement, released with a raw, unfiltered honesty that was characteristic of his persona, he addressed the legions of fans who had followed his journey with unwavering devotion. "The game has given me everything," he wrote, his words imbued with a genuine sense of gratitude. "More than I ever dreamed possible as that skinny kid from Davidson. But there's a whisper now, a different kind of calling, a pull towards something new. And I owe it to myself, to my family, to listen." He acknowledged the hard-earned championships, the seemingly untouchable records, the staggering, almost unbelievable 402 three-pointers in a single season, a feat that still seemed like a myth spun from the fabric of basketball legend. But he emphasized something deeper, something more fundamental than mere statistics: the profound evolution of the game itself. "We changed the way basketball is played," he stated, a quiet note of pride coloring his words. "We showed the world that the three-pointer isn't just a desperation heave at the buzzer. It's a legitimate weapon, an art form in its own right. And I'm immensely proud to have been a part of that revolution." The final months of the season were a poignant, bittersweet symphony. Every game became a farewell tour, each swish of the net a nostalgic reminder of what was soon to be lost. The cheers from the stands were louder, more fervent, the applause longer and more sustained, each clap imbued with a sense of finality, a silent acknowledgement of the impending void. Steph played with a serene focus, a quiet intensity that spoke volumes. There were still flashes of the old brilliance, the impossible shots somehow finding their way through the hoop, defying both logic and gravity. But there was also a subtle, almost imperceptible sense of letting go, of gracefully accepting the inevitable closing of a momentous chapter. As the final buzzer sounded on his last game, a hard-fought battle where he poured every last ounce of his energy and passion onto the court one final time, the dam finally broke. The carefully constructed walls of composure crumbled, and tears streamed freely down his face, a mixture of profound sadness for what he was leaving behind and overwhelming gratitude for the incredible journey. He embraced his teammates, his coaches, the familiar faces that had been his comrades in arms on this extraordinary odyssey. He looked up at the roaring crowd, their love and adoration a tangible force washing over him, and a genuine, heartfelt smile finally broke through the tears, a radiant expression of peace and acceptance. The future, as Steph envisioned it, wouldn't be one of complete detachment from the game that had defined so much of his life. The rumors swirled like autumn leaves in the wind. Potential ownership stakes in a franchise, whispers of a future role in coaching or player development, nurturing the next generation of talent. But more importantly, there was his family, the unwavering anchor of his life, and his burgeoning philanthropic endeavors, particularly the Eat, Learn, Play foundation he co-founded with his wife, Anya, a testament to their shared commitment to making a tangible difference in the lives of underprivileged children in Oakland and beyond. His indelible impact extended far beyond the painted lines of the basketball court. He was more than just an athlete. He was a role model, an inspiration to millions, a living embodiment of dedication, humility, and unwavering sportsmanship. He proved that true greatness wasn't solely about innate talent, but about relentless hard work, unwavering perseverance in the face of adversity, and a genuine, unadulterated love for the game. The silence left in the wake of his departure was undeniable, a void that echoed through the arenas and across the basketball landscape. The NBA without Steph Curry would undoubtedly feel different, perhaps a shade less magical, a little less surprising. But within that silence, a powerful and enduring message resonated, clear and undeniable. True legacies aren't just built on endless years of play, but on the wisdom and courage to recognize when your song has reached its perfect, unforgettable crescendo. Steph Curry's fadeaway wasn't an act of surrender or resignation. It was a conscious, deliberate choice, a profound testament to the fleeting beauty of time and the inherent importance of recognizing when a significant chapter has reached its natural conclusion. He chose to step away not because he could no longer play at an elite level, but because he possessed the rare wisdom to understand that true and lasting impact often transcends the boundaries of the court. He elected to leave while still standing at the very pinnacle of his powers, ensuring that his enduring legacy wouldn't be one of gradual decline, but of sustained, breathtaking, awe-inspiring brilliance. It was a poignant and powerful reminder that even for the brightest of stars, there is a time to gracefully exit the stage, leaving behind a dazzling constellation of unforgettable memories that will continue to inspire and captivate long after the final buzzer has sounded and the roar of the crowd has faded into a reverent silence. The undeniable sadness of his departure, the lingering regret of not witnessing more of his unique brand of magic, was undeniably present, but interwoven with those emotions was a resilient thread of hope, the hope that his profound influence would continue to shape the future of the game he loved, that his exemplary conduct would inspire future generations of athletes, and that his unwavering commitment to making a positive impact off the court would prove to be just as transformative and enduring as his breathtaking dominance on it. He left the game richer, forever changed by his artistry and grace, and in his carefully considered departure, offered a powerful, enduring lesson about the precious nature of time, the enduring power of legacy, and the quiet strength it takes to choose your own ending.